The Great North Woods in the 1930s were wild and uncivilized. Even the smallest of trees died hard. It was no walk in the park being a lumberjack. The woods were primitive and untamed, home for dangerous men and dangerous animals. You just never knew, for example, when you might encounter a moose. The woods were also home to animals that were hostile to lumberjacks.
I'm going to raise a big stink about this.
For example, skunks that wanted to protect their trees. On the other hand, the woods were home to animals such as this woodpecker, who has a fondness for lumberjacks.
Hello, honey. Did you not just go? Oh, boy.
If you, like Bosko here, had a girlfriend, you were a lucky man. Girlfriends are civilized. They care for their boyfriends, and they make sure that their boyfriends eat right.
So he's fine.
A lumberjack like Pierre here, who doesn't have a girlfriend, eats wood and nails. A wood and nail sandwich is high in fiber and iron, but it is unhealthy for a person's stomach, kidneys, and intestines. It promotes constipation and is hard on toilets. So it's no small wonder that Pierre thinks he needs a girlfriend. The problem is that Pierre wants Honey, Bosko's girlfriend, and he thinks that he can just take her. In the Great North Woods of the 1930s, there were no police. There was no criminal or civil justice system. Men like Pierre thought that they could just grab women and abduct them.
By gar, now you give Pierre big kiss. Eh?
Pierre's native language was French. But unlike many French speakers, he lacked natural subtlety and personal charm. And men like Bosko had to play the role of sheriff. A role that could, at times, be quite painful. Women, like Honey here, often had to be able to fend for themselves. But wild and uncivilized men like Pierre are extremely dangerous, and they know how to squeeze the sap out of trees. Pierre also has a leather canoe stashed by the lake. Fortunately, Bosko finds allies who can help him in his quest for frontier justice. The North Woods is wild, but it still has creatures that are capable of sympathy. Even this moose, though on a wall plaque, is capable of more than you might think. But wild men like Pierre are beastly dangerous. Pierre's fists are deadly, and his teeth are sharp from eating nails. Your only chance, Bosko, is to use your lumberjack skills. Your reward is satisfaction. And a kiss. And a salute.